Heatwave conditions are expected to peak in southeast Queensland today. Much of northern Australia has been sweltering for the past week, with temperatures surging as much as 13 degrees above average. The Bureau of Meteorology's Dean Narramore joins us now. Dean, welcome to the program. Just tell us, what are we looking at?
G'day Dan and everyone. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of heat across much of northern and eastern Australia. We currently have low to severe heatwave conditions through much of the Kimberley, much of the top end, and then also much of inland Queensland, extending down into southeast Queensland, where today we're seeing temperatures in the low 30s along the coast with those really high dew points and moisture, but getting into the high 30s as we get into the western suburbs and much of inland Queensland. Now that's going to slowly ease over the weekend for southeast Queensland, but the heat's going to contract into northern Queensland and linger across much of northern Australia as we move through the weekend and into early and even mid next week, with heat wave conditions continuing across the tropical north, with temperatures in the high 30s to low 40s and high humidity as well, particularly around coastal areas.
So it sounds like there's going to be a little bit of brief respite for some areas, but that's going to be short-lived for most, particularly up in the north. What are you expecting for them in the days and the week ahead?
Yeah, that's right. If you're in southern parts of the country, temperatures are actually below average, 5 to 6 degrees below average in the teens or low 20s. But different story across the north. Southeast Queensland cooling down by around Sunday. But yeah, we're definitely looking at northern parts of the country, just continuing to see temperatures in the high 30s to near 40 degrees. And combined with the moisture as well, a lot of tropical moisture across the north, that really kind of build up conditions across the top end and through parts of the Kimberley and Cape York.
And what's driving this particular spike at this point?
Yeah, we haven't seen any kind of widespread or strong cold fronts moving across southern parts of the country to filter cooler air into the north. And we haven't seen, it's too early yet for any kind of widespread shower and thunderstorm activity across our tropical north to keep a lid on those temperatures. So just days and days of hot and sunny conditions has just allowed this heat pool to continue to build across central and northern parts of the country. And it's going to linger there for at least the next 5 to 7 days.
And what's the story, Dean, when it comes to thunderstorms and rain and storms in some other areas as well?
Yeah, so we're going to see hit and miss showers and thunderstorms across northern parts of the country, but there's just not enough kind of forcing or mechanisms to drive widespread rain and storm activity. But that's going to be a different story through central parts of the country and eastern parts of the country, where regular troughs and upper troughs are going to move through, bringing bursts of showers and thunderstorms from time to time. Today, our focus is in northeast New South Wales and southeast Queensland, where severe thunderstorms are likely with large hail, damaging winds and heavy rainfall. Then as we move into the weekend, we're going to see two focused areas. The first around the NT-WA South Australia border, where we're likely to see rain and thunderstorms develop there over the weekend. Some of those could be severe with large hail, heavy rainfall, and that could lead to road closures and impacts there. While over the east coast, we see another round of severe storms in the Wide Bay and Burnett on Saturday. Then things will ease slightly on Sunday before storms re-intensify and spread across much of Queensland and New South Wales on Monday through Wednesday next week.
Yeah, we're most certainly going to be having to keep an eye on this across the weekend. Any other areas, Dean, that you're keeping an eye on right now that you can let our audience know about?
Yeah, they're probably the main areas. A heat wave across our tropical north going for multiple days. Queensland really being the focus today and tomorrow for the heat before contracting into northern and western parts. And our severe storm threat in northeast New South Wales and southeast Queensland today and tomorrow. And then for much of central parts of the country, northern and western South Australia, southern NT and eastern WA over the weekend before it all returns to eastern parts of the country early next week. While further south, Tasmania, Victoria and southern South Australia all remaining fine and cool this weekend.
Dean Narramore, Senior Meteorologist from the Bureau of Meteorology, many thanks. Appreciate your time today.
Cheers, thank you.